why people in healthcare have to laugh. Now, I think you already know that why, because of the service that you provide. And if I may, I know it's a calling what you do, but thank you for what you do. Because if it wasn't for folks like you in the healthcare industry, we couldn't get through it. I mean, what you do every day is amazing. And you have those feelings. You can't walk away from it. I know you can't. I've talked to too many people. You have those feelings that you have inside of you that you leave, that you got to find a way to get it out. Now, you can laugh it off. You can laugh it off for 20 seconds, which we've talked about. But I like what Bernie said. I almost called him Dr. Siegel. He doesn't like that, what Bernie said. And what Bernie said is you have to do something away from your work to make you lose track of time. Remember that? You got to do something that makes you lose track of time that you love, so you find another way to let those thoughts fade away and do what you love. Also, remember what Bernie said too. You got to write it down. The good things of your life. You got to write them down. You got to remember the good things, because that's where your brain goes. That's where your life goes, and what you think about. That's it. Because if you think about misery stuff or the sad, like what happened with Bernie when he painted himself, it's all he thought about. He kept it in. And you know, Patch nailed it too, and that is do what you love and be playful and have fun with people and care. That's so important. One more thing before we get going here, what Patch talked about, which is so important, is those feelings that you have. You may have sadness, you may have anger, disappointment, that just can't become chronic. You can't hold on to them. You got to acknowledge them, understand them, and let them go and find a way to release them. Whether, again, it's doing what you love, track of time, laughing, something, any of that stuff, but you get that. Now, what I've done for you, just for you and nobody else on the planet but you, what I've done here is provide kind of a highlight video of all the people just to remind you of all the great things that they talk about.
So self-care is the idea of being able to laugh or go on a vacation or somehow squeeze that sponge out by laughing or something so that you can help that next person so your sponge is not full.
We do take a risk sometimes when we choose to see the humor in life. We risk offending people sometimes or being misunderstood or rejected by them. But people's intentions really are what make it work. As you mentioned, if our intention is just to draw attention to ourselves and to be the center of attention, people sense that. They don't appreciate the humor in that. But when your intention is to uplift others and relieve them of some of the pain and discomfort of life, that's what really makes it work. That's why humor is so great, because it levels the playing field of life. And we begin to see others as equals. And that's what people need, is to feel that they're just as strong and capable as the rest of us, and they can cope with life.
I tell my clients about laughter when I start with them, is that it's very important to their growth as a person. It doesn't take away the hills that they have to climb, but it greases the wheels of their engine to get up that hill. We can't remove the hardships, but why not laugh at it?
How can you laugh? Life is serious. What are you talking about? It's nothing funny. Yeah. Life is difficult, not unfair.
That a person can choose in every moment to love everybody, to be kind and playful, and that's why I chose at 18 to be happy all the time and to be a public nuisance for joy.
Humor is the thing that always works.
Humor and trust, they're very much connected. Humor doesn't work without trust. You have to have that relationship with somebody so that they trust you. They know you're just joking, you're just trying to make them laugh.
You can't be afraid when you're laughing. I mean, your chemistry has changed.
So be the change.
You see, if you grow up with parents who give you models to live by,
You know, I had a great mother. I'm really just trying to be my mother.
who aren't afraid to laugh, you end up very different.
And I had an undamaged mother.
Because you then have models to live by. They teach you survival behavior.
She was always the readiness for play, and in a world where there's love and kindness, humor's going to be everywhere.
Do we have to know misery to know joy?
Absolutely not. What a bunch of hooey that is. You know, I only knew joy because I grew up with a loving mother.
What I've learned is that we should each build our lives about love. How do you want to love the world?
I grew up with such love and joy and everything.
So you do it out of love.
There are two themes in 20th century literature all over the world: meaninglessness and alienation. And we have lost meaning because you only get meaning from giving love.
Love your life, love your body. It makes a difference.
Or as they said in the musical Les Mis, to love another person is to see the face of God.
When you're loving someone, you benefit. We know this from studies. The person giving love and the person receiving it.
With meaning, you get instant meaning as soon as you care for another person.
But what holds it together is the laughter. I always say the humor is the mortar. So you put your bricks on the laughter, and then you can really hold together and survive.
You want meaning, serve humanity.
When you build your life in that way, then it becomes very meaningful.
Be happy.
The only thing that's immortal is the love and laughter.
The most revolutionary act you can commit in today's society is to be publicly happy. Be revoltingly, disgustingly happy.
Don't burn out. Burn up. You know, live your life. Enjoy it.
Be happy. Be happy. Life is difficult, not unfair. We have to think funny. We have to stay amused. We have to keep laughing. Why? So you can squeeze that sponge out of everything you absorb, and you can go on and not only enjoy your work and help those people, but enjoy your personal life and your family. Thanks for joining us for this class. There'll be a lot more coming up. Check out all the series and keep laughing, stay amused, and think funny.